Okay guys, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead. We mentioned that Annie had got a new toy from one of the subscribers of ours. Brenda and Paul from Missouri brought this 4-foot bush hog down. They saw that we didn't have one and they wanted to gift us with one. So we're going to be doing a little work on it. It is a used one and we're okay with that. We're going to be sharpening the blades on it. We're going to show you how that's done. We're going to be taking Annie and flipping the bush hog over and getting it ready to sharpen the blades, and then we're going to take our power washer and we're going to wash this thing up, and we may possibly go ahead and just give it a repainting and get it in tip-top shape so that we can use it here on the homestead. And we really appreciate Paul and Brenda for taking the time to bless us with this 4-foot bush hog on the back of our new tractor. Okay guys, I want to show y'all, this is one of the safest ways to work on a bush hog. Turn the thing upside down. That way there's no danger of anything falling on you, because I have a best friend who got his back broken 3 places because a bush hog fell on him one time. So what we've done, we've turned this thing upside down. You see this shaft here? We've cleaned it all up under the gearbox. Now we've got some grease on it so it won't rust, and we've cleaned it up with a wire brush and all, got it in real good working shape. And I'm going to move over. I'm going to show you one of the things we're doing here. First off, this is the rear wheel. This right here is the shaft assembly that went through it. The hub, they call it. It was wore completely out. This is the pin system that went through it. As you can see, inside the hub here, it just it was banging around in there. It was wallering all around in there, and I didn't like that. And this bolt right here, this is the stupidest thing in the world. There is no way on this end to hold on to it to turn the nut on the other end. It took me hours to get this out of there. So what I've done, put this back up. I went to the store and I purchased a brand new hub assembly to go through this thing. And I purchased a brand new bolt with a head on both ends. And this end I got a lock nut to go on, because the original one did not have a lock nut on it. And somebody had over tightened it and just trying to keep it to stay on there. They battered the ends of it up trying to make it stay on. And that's what made it so hard for me to get off. So now I have a new bolt to fit in a new hub to go on the old wheel here to put back on the bush hog. And this will get rid of all that rattling and banging around I was hearing on the back of the bush hog with the wheel. So we're going to get this done and we'll show you what it looks like. Okay guys, we've got the wheel standing up. Now this is the hub assembly. Now there's some bolt holes in it here. And what we're going to do is we're going to line it up, those bolt holes, and it goes right through. Now the new hub assembly, these are pressed into it. The old hub assembly had a head on both sides. Now these are pressed in there, so we don't have to have a wrench but on one side of this one, which is really a good deal, because I like to have never got the other one off of there. Now basically on this side here, let me get it turned around here. Here we go. On this side here, you just have a lock washer, and these are fine thread nuts. The other one just had big old coarse thread nuts on them. So these are fine thread, which I like even better. I like the SAE thread on something like this. It's not as apt to come loose that way. And yes, I know the camera may be a little shaky. I'm trying to put these bolts on here and get this up close enough y'all can actually see what it looks like. There we go. Now run these on down. Very simple process to fix this rear wheel. You know, I'm of a belief, if you got something, if you're going to fix it, you do it once, you do it right. You don't have to worry about it anymore after that. So we're going to get these tightened down and get it put back on the bush hog. Okay guys, some of the things I'm going to show here. I want you to look at, if we can get this in here where we can see it. You see how this is wore into the side of the yoke system here where the bush hog was. That was part of the problem here. People have over tightened this thing, and what I'm going to do is when I put the new bolt in and the new system in this, I'm going to go back. I've got two big washers. I'm going to put one of these washers on the inside of this so that the actual bushing in the wheel doesn't turn against the yoke here, wearing it out. It actually turns against the washer system. So we're going to try to beef this thing up a little bit and see if we can't make it where it works a little bit better. And when I get the next phase along, I'll show you. I'm by myself doing this, so I can't really video it and hold the camera and everything. So I'll show you what it looks like when we get it on. Okay guys, I've got it done now. I've got it slipped in there. I've got a big washer on this side of the yoke. I move over. On this side of the yoke, I installed a big 1-inch flat washer on here, and I've got me a lock washer. I had an old lock washer, which is still in good shape. To go on here, and I'm going to put the nut on it now, and we're going to tighten this thing down. And we've got a Zerk right here, grease fitting. We're going to be greasing this up, because that's one thing that destroys more farm equipment, is the fact that nobody greases them. So when we get this thing done, I'm going to grease this and make sure we have plenty of grease in it. Okay guys, now we've got the bolt in with the nut. We've pumped the grease till we see the grease coming out right here. We've got the wheel where it's not free spinning, but it's a little bit tight. That's what we want, because we want everything to seat good when we put it on a field and start off. So we had to have a Stilton wrench on this side and on this side to be able to tighten it down, but we've got it now. Everything's snugged up good. The washers are in here on both sides. We've pumped it full of grease till it's squirted out here. When we take the bush hog and run it for a while, we'll take it and come back and we'll check everything, re-grease everything, make sure it's got plenty of grease in it. But this is the best way one of the best ways to redo a tail shaft assembly on a bush hog when you go to putting the new hub and new bolts and stuff in. Sure beats this thing being nice and stiff. Sure beats the heck out of it rattling and banging around back here. So we're going to move on to working with this part next, which will be installing the blades on the stump jumpers and getting all that ready to go back on here.